Hey guys, Megan Lynn here. Happy Sunday, everybody. At the end of the work week, I've been working a lot. It's starting to wear on me a little bit. I don't know if you guys do human design. If you guys follow the human design concept, I'm a projector. The only reason I've been able to work this much is that I really like what I do. So my job is very fun. But yeah, I'm feeling a little worn out today. But I did decide to do, because it seems like Sundays are a good day for me to post, I did decide to do a reply to somebody who had, they had messaged me about like sexual attacks that they've had since a very young age, nighttime attacks. So I decided to talk about that a little bit. It seems like you guys really like the dark stuff, and then when I go look up the dark stuff, there really isn't a lot of it. So I'm here to help in the way that I can help best. So I'll just kind of go through my thoughts. So in my early 20s, I had a lot of fun. Well, not a lot of fun, but I had enough fun. Where I did, so I go out and I'm going to just kind of give my thoughts just on like just sex in general, because it's all energy to me. So in my younger 20s, I did hang around. I did go to like gay pride events. I had friends who were in that community. I also had friends who were swingers. So I have experience with like, I've gone to swingers clubs, I've gone to strip clubs, all that. I can say that the big draw for that, that kind of dichotomy, so I can understand it, is that no, I didn't partake in any of it, but I can say I've met some really, really interesting people, and the draw to that kind of community would be that you're around individuals who have pretty much absolutely no judgment. So I think that's why a lot of people are drawn to it. You know, like swingers and strip clubs, like honestly, I've talked to like a lot of strippers. They're very, very interesting people. You know, swingers are very interesting because they're non-judgmental, but I've met so many interesting people that way. But yeah, no, it wasn't anything like I stayed in or got involved in. It was just things that I have experience with. So I can say that anything with like that, with swapping partners, with promiscuity, with what people don't understand about sex, and I'm lucky I understood it very quickly. Because yeah, in my early 20s I had some fun, but I understood really quickly that that wasn't something that I wanted in my life, because I feel like in my early 20s too, I awoke to a lot of shit, and I started experiencing a lot of things. But with sex as an energy in general, it is an energy exchange, so a lot of people don't understand that when you're being promiscuous, you know, when you're you know, having those kind of encounters with strangers who just like don't mean anything to you, or don't you're not getting anything energetically out of it. Sex can have a very taking kind of energy. So if you're just doing it for some sort of like 3D level gratification, or you know, it just makes you feel good or anything like that, and it has no spiritual divinity to it, like that kind of energy exchange does have a taking energy. So when if you're out and you're just engaging with, you know, multiple individuals, and there's no sort of like spiritual connection or spiritual or emotional fulfillment that you're getting out of it, it's not a true connection, and that will take from you. So it takes from you aurically, from your aura, from your soul energy. So when you're doing that over and over and over, and I don't mean that in a negative, like judgmental way. If you like see somebody who's like, normally people who live that kind of life, who are very promiscuous for a very long time, you can kind of see it on them. Like, you know, somebody who's just been, you could tell somebody who's been around the block a few too many times, you know, and then they're in their late 30s and they go, wow, this isn't what I want anymore. The sooner you kind of realize that, the better off it's going to be for you energetically, because once your aura has had so much taken from it, it's going to start to wear on you physically. So yeah, as far as that goes, it is an exchange of energy. Once you're taking that, that's been taken from you so much aurically, you're not going to have a lot to give somebody new who comes in. Maybe you meet a soulmate or something like that, and they come in and you have a really hard time connecting with them, or you have a really hard, it's because so much has been taken from you. So once you kind of understand, you know, how that energy works. A lot of people who lose the spark too, like in relationships, if you don't have a very like giving lover, or you have somebody who's in it for just that 3D gratification. You know, people who are sexually addicted, that's why they can never get enough, is because it's so much has been taken from them, so they're trying to get more of it back. So you know, if anybody has sexual addiction, anything like that. The question that I was actually going to address today, it was somebody specifically, and it made me kind of sad. So I don't know if it was a guy or a girl. They didn't specify. Basically, they're saying that they've had nighttime attacks since they were a child. It made me sad because they're actually put on medication for it. So anybody who's had any sort of nighttime attacks from entities or other spirits, anything like that, I guess what had happened is they had, since they were a young child, they had like sexual night encounters and attacks. Since they were a child, their parents took them to a doctor. They said that they had some sort of psychosis and they medicated them for it. They said that the medication actually kind of helped them enjoy the encounters a little bit more. So I'm assuming that they just have continued to happen. Here's the thing, guys. Anything with entities, there are human ones that can do that. So there are human ones that, you know, can try to take from you, like with those kind of night encounters. And there are dark entities that can do it. They can do it in the physical, or you're physically aware of it. Maybe you're being woken up from it. They can also do it in the astrals or in like lucid dreams. So I can't say I haven't had experience with that. The protection from that, it makes me sad that you I mean, it makes sense that if you're being medicated for anything like that, that you would tend to enjoy it a little bit more because it dulls your senses. What they're really going after there is, like I said, it's a taking energy. So if you're continuing to allow this or not self-improve on you aurically, it's taking more and more power from you. And so it will keep happening. Once you're kind of like giving into it or releasing yourself to it, it will continue to happen. I can't say like the true, and I'm going to sound stupid, guys, but your true power is knowing your power. Like these things are not that strong. They're not that strong, especially if they're just spirits. They're not like the best vibration that you can have in that moment is what's going to be your protection. So what I would consciously any sort of unwanted sexual advance or any uninvited sexual advance from anything, it works same as it does in the 3D. If I don't want you touching me in the 3D, it doesn't mean that anything in the astrals or anything has a right to touch you whenever they want to. So just raising your vibration in general. I'm a transmuter, so you know, I can tell you the best practices. You know, people say affirmations a lot. I find like affirmations are hard for me to get into like a ritual of remembering to do. The highest vibration that I can carry is gratitude. So I would start practicing gratitude just in your everyday. It's going to raise your vibration naturally. Gratitude is going to be the highest vibration that you can have. So I always say find gratitude in just like stupid shit. Like, you know, I'll be like, I'm grateful for this apple that I'm eating right now that's going to provide me with energy or something like that. And it sounds really silly, but the more that you start to do it, the more it's going to raise your vibration. The less these nighttime attacks are going to come around. Also, if you guys have any sort of issues, it's honestly just knowing your God energy. I've been attacked by those things too. I believe mine was the one that I was physically aware of because I was woken up by it, that was a human entity. I can just tell the difference in the vibration. That was a human entity that was actually on top of me. So yeah, I basically just laughed and said no, and it went away. And I just think they're funny now because I really don't hold the power. I haven't had a lot of attacks since I've really become, you just have to become one within your God. Like, within your God spot. Just know that like they're not powerful, guys. And a lot of people who use they may start out with like stones or things for protection. For me, if I'm having to use a stone or use anything like that, and I'm not bashing anybody who does, because I feel like it's a good reminder to get into a mindset of, hey, I'm protected, when you guys have that within yourself. So for me, I don't use protection. I don't use protection. We're talking about sex here. I don't use stones or things like that because I feel like there's also a little bit of a fear factor within feeling like I need to have a stone to keep nighttime attacks away. So yeah, for things like that, just know your God energy. I would start with gratitude. I would start just gratitude with your day-to-day. Anything that's taking from you oracally at night, I would not allow that. It's going to become a sort of addictive thing too, because you're going to get used to it. And it's nothing that's positive. Nothing's allowed to do that to you. Any unwanted advances, anything like that. Also, the dulling your senses, you're probably a really gifted person. So any sort of medication that you're on, and again, I'm not a medical professional and I'm not suggesting that you go off of those medicines. Anything that's going to dull those senses is also going to dull your ability to connect with your higher up, which is going to help you with the protection of keeping those entities away. I can say astrally too. Astrally, I've had experiences with, I don't know if you guys have experiences with succubuses, like probably not, and witches. So astrally, I feel like witches are really an ancient thing, but I've had quite a few, my angelic experiences, for some reason in the astrals, like, I don't lean that way, but for some reason succubuses always try to like come on to me. Not always, but like it's happened a few times where angelics have actually like intervened, and I've been I've had those experiences actually waking up from those astral travels, where for some reason succubuses always try to come on to me. I don't know why. I'm straight, so like straight as a circle, as I always say. But if you guys have experiences or what specific ones with entities, they don't have a right to do anything to you. That should not be allowed. If you guys are taking medication and it's dulling your senses, it's also dulling you. It's keeping your vibration also dulled and down. It's continuously taking away from you aurically. Once you have that much taken from you aurically, it's going to prevent you from connecting closely with people or lovers or anything like that. So if you guys have any more questions about that kind of stuff, I really feel for you. Just know that they don't have a power. Like, yes, they can be scary, but the higher your vibration is, the less they can come around. So I don't have so much of those like night attacks anymore, just because my vibration is a transmuting kind. So they know if they get close to me, they'll get transmuted. So they don't really come around that much anymore. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I'm sorry if I don't go into depth enough with these. I honestly don't know where to go, and it's Sunday and I'm freaking tired. That's why I have my coffee here. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me at wmegan939@gmail.com, and then I'll probably do another one later today if I have time. I've just been working, like I said, so much, and I know I've said this so much, but I have been working a lot, and then doing these videos is actually a lot of work. So YouTube's no fucking joke, guys. So we'll talk soon, guys. You have a great rest of your Sunday. Be blessed.